Oh, yes.
Beatrice.
Yes. Okay, now then, is this the real, quote-unquote, real human Beatrice? Holy shit, these fences go really fucking high. So, if I'm getting it right, this is... Rosa was a little girl, so this is like... Or it can't be, I mean, he's old as shit.
先ほどから読んでおる。聞こえなんだか？
そうであったか。すまぬ。ぼんやり考え事をしていた。許せ。
良い天気だな。なるほど。陽気に心を奪われるのもわかるというもの。紅茶はここで飲むか？
わらは何者なのか。
What is that supposed to be?
今紅茶を持ってくる。しばし待て。
紅茶は良い。わらわの話に付き合
え。よかろう。
Ginzo had used the excuse of going to bring some black tea to try and interrupt the conversation for the time being. Ooh, look at this little path. Dude, this looks so beautiful. But his attempt had been very transparent. I sat in the garden chair and beckoned Ginzo to do the same. Ginzo sat down heavily, exaggerating his age. I've seen people do that. For a while, we sat, appreciating the silence.
わらわは何者なのか。この問いに今日まで答えてくれた者はおらぬ。なぜか皆目をそらしはぐらかす。
So, what? You're a witch.
そなたとは長い仲だ。わらわはそなたを無二の友であり、そして父ですらあると思っておる。
Wait a minute, I'm just noticing something. That's not her Beatrice's usual voice, isn't it?
だからどうか教えてほしい。
Even if it is a little quiet, I can still tell it's not her.
そなたは知っているはずだ。わらわが何者であるかを。
なぜにそのようなことが気になるのか。そなたはベアトリーチェ。この屋敷の主ではないか。それ以上の何を知りたいというのか。なんだ。何が知りたいのか自分でもわからぬというのか。それは不可解な。若き日には出口なき思考の迷路にて遊びたくなることもある。そなたの悩みもそれであろう。
Ginzo laughed as though it was a trivial matter. However, I couldn't help but feel that this behavior was nothing but another attempt to force me to stop my further questioning.
そなたもそれを語ってはくれぬのか。
語ることなど何もない。そなたはベアトリーチェだ。それで十分ではないか。
いや違う。わらわが知りたいのは名前ではない。わらわが何者なのかだ。
What the fuck is going on here? What do you mean? Okay, so this is kind of out of nowhere. Who I am. She doesn't know who she is.
何で
Is she supposed to... Wait, is that... What if this isn't Beatrice? Well, the witch? Oh, I don't fucking know.
そしていつまでここで日々を過ごせばよいのか。
Maybe it's just someone Beatrice created for Ginzo? Like the witch created someone for
や
him?
はり紅茶を持ってこよう。せっかくの陽気がもったいないとは思わぬか。
maybe some weird met.
これは何
Oh,
の
I thought
話
that
だ？
was the end of the episode.
どうやらお前の昔話のようだが。
そのようだ。まさかここまで遡るとは。
自分は誰なのか、えらく高尚な悩みをお持ちのようじゃねえか。
無理もない。当時のわらわは自分が何者なのか、何のために生きているのかを理解できなかった。
誰でも思春期になると、自分の生きる意味とは何ぞやみたいな哲学的な悩みに一度はとらわれるものさ。お前にもそんな微笑ましい時期があっただけという話だろ。
わらわは生まれた時からその屋敷に、そして屋敷の中だけで生きた。もちろん庭には出られたが、敷地はとても高い柵で囲まれており、それを出ることはできず、また出てはならないと厳しく言われておった。わらわはな、屋敷と庭は自由に歩けたが、その外へは自らの意志ではたった一歩出ることさえ叶わなかった。
そりゃどういう意味だよ。物心ついた時からずっとカゴの鳥だったって言いたいのか？
そういうものだと思っている。何しろ気づいた時からそういう生活だったから、疑問にも思わなかった。
お前一体何者なんだ？
それこそわらわがまた望んだものだ。
どうせ人間ではなくて魔女でしたって言いやがるんだろ。
まだ違う。かつてそうだったと言うべきか。わらわは金蔵によって作られた、人間によって作られた人間だ。いや、肉でできた檻とでも言うべきか。
なんだよそりゃ。妙な話を言い出しやがって。
Exactly. I
どうせ
don't
そ
know
な
where this
た
is
は
going
信
at
じぬ
all.
だろうがな。まずは聞け。
Okay.
わらわは1000年を経た偉大なる魔女であった。しかしある時、金蔵によって呼び出され、その秘術にて永遠の虜となるよう縛られた。
Yes, I think I remember Kinzo saying that.
そりゃ
Or
初
something
耳だ
about
ぞ。
all eternity.
後ろ宮家で知られてる話では、お前はじいさまに呼び出されて悪魔の契約みたいなのを結んで黄金を授けたってことになってるぜ。
それは正しい。そしてわらわは黄金を授け、契約の終わる時まで
Okay, okay, we didn't know that part. I was supposed to hide until the contract was over.
しかし、まあモテる女の辛いとこよな。金蔵はこともあろうか、わらわに恋をした。
じいさまも金眼が進んでたんだろうよ。ついでに乱視だな。よりによってお前に惚れるとはよ。
まあわらわにとっては迷惑この上ない話よ。しかし人間の力とは恐ろしいものでな。あれは恐ろしい力を発揮してわらわをこの地へ釘付けにしたのだ。わらわが首を縦に振らぬ限り解放せぬと言ってな。なんとも強引な男よ。
すげえじゃねえかよ。じいさまがオカルトかぶれなのは誰もが知るところだが、大魔女ベアドリーチェ様を釘付けにするほどの力があったとはな。
He's calling her Sama.
バカバカしい。そんなおかしな話信じると思うか。
やはり信じぬか。
俺が信じるのはお前が森の中の秘密屋敷に隠居していたって事実だけだ。お前こそが六軒島の19人目なんだろう。
いかにも。そなたの想像通り、ここは六軒島の森深く、
Oh, okay.
外界からは見つけることもかなわぬ隠し屋敷。その名もクワドリア。
Guadoria. Nine Birds Retreat?
そういや、ゲストハウスの正しい名はトライアンだって聞いたな。
Toraya.
なるほど。ネーミングセンスは近いな。そしてお前はそこに隠居していたじい様の愛人。そうだな。
愛人というのは正しくない。金蔵の片思いであったと言うべきだろう。先ほども話したであろう。あれが勝手にわらわに惚れた。そしてわらわに求愛したが、それをわらわは拒んだ。そして
And he couldn't take it.
わらわをこの隠し屋敷へ閉じ込めたの。
Because he could not accept that you were rejected him?
屋敷に閉じ込めたというのは正しくない。この体に閉じ込めたというべき。
What the fuck? For real, what the fuck?
最後が何を言ってるのか
Locked
わかんない
inside
ぜ。
of him. In his mind?
どうせそなたはバカにして聞かぬであろう。何しろ魔女も魔法も信じぬという。語れど聞く耳を持たぬというならば、それを口にするは愚の骨頂だ。
I'm starting to think that there's more to this than what I thought. Because, oh, fuck. I thought that again, this was just gonna continue. This is what I was thinking. This is just gonna continue and continue, right? Until I don't even, like, actually, you know what? No, I don't know. I didn't think anything of this. I didn't know where this was going. I don't, yeah, I just don't know. I didn't expect this to happen.
信じるかどうかは俺聞かなきゃ話も進まねえしな。話せよ、お前の昔話を。
Is this a new song? Have we heard this before?
金蔵はわらわに求愛を拒まれたが、それ式でへこたれる男ではない。
Now then, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
どうあってもわらわの首を縦に振らせたかった。
Okay, I guess it's a good thing because he wanted consent. He wants your free will to decide yes.
わらわをこの屋敷へ閉じ込め、わらわを口説き落とそうと永遠の時間を費やしたのだ。
That other thing though is kind of like a little forceful. I'm gonna let you decide to stay with me, but I'm gonna lock you away somewhere, and until you say yes, I'm never gonna let you out. But you have the chance, but you can say yes or no. Yes, that kind of reminds me of what they did in Berserk with the God Hand. Listen, we're gonna let you decide yes or no. You can become a God Hand member. But if you refuse, you're gonna be crippled and you're not gonna be able to do anything for the rest of your life. You're gonna be crippled, you're gonna be anemic, you're probably gonna die a couple hours from now, but you have the choice. He wanted to get my consent no matter what. He shut me up in this mansion and spent an eternity trying to win my heart. He spent an eternity. Is that... I mean, I guess I'm supposed to... Okay. I guess I'm supposed to take that and fully believe it. Maybe this is a separate timeline? I don't know.
強引なやつだな。しつこい男は嫌われるだろ。
Right. Hint. It's not even a hint. You just told him I don't
求愛
want
に
to be
応え
with
る
you.
かどうかは別にして、男をそこまで必死にさせるのは、まあ女としてそう不愉快ではない。
Right. I imagine you like the attention to a certain point.
しかしわらわは 決して首を縦には振らなかった。なんとかその戒めから逃れようとしたが、あれの結界は強固で破れなかった。
それで
Okay, she couldn't
さまざ
escape.
まな抵抗を試みた結果、金蔵の結界から逃れるには肉の体を捨てるほかないという結論に至った。肉体というものは魔法を語る上でとても制約の多い器なのだ。
肉の体を捨てる？なんだよそれ。幽体離脱みたいなものか？
まあそんなものと考えればよい。しかしわらわは精霊ではない。魔女ではあっても、もともとは肉の体で生まれ落ちた人間だ。そのわらわにとって肉体を捨てるということは死を意味するほどではないにしても、それに準ずる覚悟が必要だった。
Oh shit.
それはつまり自殺することでしか解放されないと決意したって意味なのか？
自殺ではない。あくまでも肉の体を捨てるだけのことだ。もちろん魂だけになるのは心もとない。魂は肉の体を出れば太陽の強い風に絶えずさらされてしまう。それによって吹き散らされないように自らを維持するのはわらわとて容易なことではない。できることなら避けたい最後の手段だった。しかし金蔵の結界から逃れるにはそれしかなかったのだ。
It was that fucking strong, what he did.
何しろわらわは自由人。金蔵の生が果てるまでカゴにて飼われるのはごめんというもの。
I couldn't understand this story Beato kept going on about throwing away her body of flesh as anything more than suicide. Grandfather persistently courted her, and to escape from that, she chose her own death.
それで自殺したってのか？
Did she just say
何
no?
を言ってやがる。当のお前はそこでのんびりガーデンチェアに腰掛けてるじゃねえか。
そうだ。それこそが金蔵によって与えられた新たな檻だったのだ。
No cage?
檻？この屋敷のことか？
違う。そこのガーデンチェアにてくつろぐわらわの体のことだ。金蔵は魂となって抜け出そうとしたわらわをそれでもなお逃すつもりはなかったのだ。いやいや恐ろしいやつ。普通は片思いの女が死んでみせれば100年の恋も冷めるであろうに。だからこそあれも魔術師の端くれなのか。
さっぱりわからねえ魔女っ子トークで煙に巻くな。つまり何だってんだ？
金蔵は魂となったわらわすらも逃さなかったということだ。人間の思いというやつは恐ろしい。これほどまでの魔力を発揮するとは。死者の魂をつなぎ止めるなど、それを専門に弓道する魔術師でもおいそれと至れぬ境地よ。
Maybe he's more adept at magic than we thought. Because I got the impression that this, like him summoning Beatrice, was like a Hail Mary, right? Like it was a miracle that he could even do that. And all this, like he was very into the occult. I mean, he did that, and then he got her soul, tying down her spirit.
わらわはそれを知るからこそ、金蔵の恐るべき魔力にその時初めて驚愕した。そして金蔵はわらわの魂を捕まえ、だが魂を捕らえておく檻は鉄でも鉛でも作れぬ。ただ一つを除いて。
なんだよ。 魔法の檻だとでも言い出すのかよ。
Wait, okay. Hold on.
違う。わらわやそなたのようなこの肉の体だ。肉と血でできた檻だけが魂をこの世につなぎ止める。
A body? So wait a minute. Is she saying that the Beatrice, that body that I'm looking at right now, this sprite, was not her original body? Is that what she's saying? Because she's saying that body of flesh over there, which is the exact same appearance as hers right now, just like yours or mine. Hold on.
金蔵はわらわの魂をわらわと瓜二つに作り上げた肉の檻に再び閉じ込めたのだ。
Oh. Okay, never mind. So he just had somebody dress up like
要約するとこういうことか。じいさまがしつこく求愛するんで、嫌になり自殺したが、
That's a funny line.
うまく死にきれなかったってことだろ。まりくどい言い方しやがってからに。
いいや違う。わらわはホムンクルスの種子に魂を閉じ込められ、
In the seed of a homunculus.
試験
Okay.
管の中より生まれ入れたのだ。
はぁ、バカバカしい。そんなのあるわけねえだろ。
生命を生み出す奇跡すらも金蔵は成
Wait
し
a
遂げた
minute.
の
Wait,
だ。
I just went right past that. Let me read that shit again. Hold on, logs. My soul was shut up in the seed of a homunculus, and I was born out of a test tube. So did Ginzo do some like fucking biological experiment shits? And did he create life? Did he create this Beatrice that's sitting over there with him right now? I gotta keep.
わらわの魂を閉じ込める檻にするためだけにな。己の恋心だけでこれほどの魔力を見せるとはつくづく恐ろしいやつよ。
もうさすがにバカバカしくなってきたぜ。好きなだけ言ってろってんだ。俺は何も信じねえぜ。勝手にやってやがれってんだ。
なんだその不愉快な態度は。
最初は何か重大なヒントが隠されているだろうと多少の興味を示したが、聞けば聞くほどおかしな話になっていく。魔女を否定するゲームのはずなのに、いつの間にか魔女話を鵜呑みにさせられていく気がするぜ。悪いがこれ以上耳を貸す気はねえな。勝手に好きなだけほざいてろよ。耳クソでもほじってるからよ。
Okay, so he completely denied her now. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna get at. Maybe that story, well, all she said was true. Maybe she's trying to like, what would the word be? Vent? She's trying to like get it out of there. She wants somebody to know about all this. Maybe she feels bad about it. That's why she was a little sad, a little not sad, not exactly sad, surprised, shocked, taken aback, disappointed in his response right now, maybe? When I started showing a cold attitude, Beato acted unusually discouraged. Right. There we go. Of course, her expression was still brazen, but I had the feeling that I was able to catch a glimpse of loneliness because I hadn't found the story of her past interesting. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is that really easy to understand? No, in that really easy to understand expression of hers. For some reason, that slight reaction made her seem pitiful. So even though I kept my couldn't care less attitude, I decided to humor her slightly. Damn it. Even though she's an irritating witch, I'm still weak against her because her chromosomes are XX. That's the only reason. So if Beatrice was a man, you wouldn't care? Oh, battler, that's cold.
信じる気は毛頭ねえけどよ。続けろよ。 お茶菓子代わりに聞いてやるぜ。
わらわの身の上話が茶化扱いとはな。そこまでこき下ろされてまでのこのこ語ると思うか？
She doesn't like being bullied? After I made fun of her, Beato reacted a little sensitively. Right, this is different. It looked like, even though making fun of people was her specialty, isn't that what I just said? She was horrible at being made fun of by other people. Just then, my cup of black tea suddenly made a sound, surprising me. Is a homunculus gonna jump out of that shit?
お嬢様の魂は捕らえられ、新しい生命の檻に吹き込まれました。それはつまり、お嬢様が再び人間として生を受けたということです。
Oh, she was a human, okay. Once more, before I had realized it, the demon butler had appeared and taken my cup, and was adding more black tea to it.
ロノウェ、もうその話はよい。こやつはバカバカしくて危険というでな。わらわもバカバカしくて話す気にもならぬ。
新しいクッキーを今、焼かせているところでございます。それまで、お茶菓子代わりにお嬢様の昔話がちょうどいいかと思いまして。
もうわらわの話は良いというのに。
Oh shit. Is she gonna do
揃
something?
って不愉快な奴らだ。わらわは席を外すぞ。ロノウェ、給仕を済ませたらとっとと下がるのだぞ。バトラと無駄話などするでないぞ。
かしこまりました。努力いたします。
An effort. Where is she going off to? Don't we have a game to play? Beato's confusing female short temper took hold of her, and she turned her body into gold butterflies, scattered and disappeared. She just wants somebody to know. I feel like she's a very... Maybe this violent anger is a way for her to get out some emotion she has. After that, only Renove and the scent of the black tea were left.
なんだか、俺が怒らせたみたいで気分が悪いぜ。
Really, after all she's done, she's made you look at your entire family be killed over and over again for I don't know how long. I mean, so far 3 times that I've seen. Well, about to be 3.
ご自覚があられるようですので、これ以上申し上げることはございません。
ちょっと待て。とどめを刺したのはお前だろうが。
はて、何のことやら。お砂糖とミルクはいかがですかね。
Sugar and milk.
ミルクだけでいいぜ。あと、お茶菓子も欲しいな。
クッキーが焼けるには、まだ時間がかかりますよ。
茶化の代わりがあるって言ったぜ。
Huh.
かしこまりました。
Sly motherfucker.
ご清聴をいただける
Sly motherfucker. Look at him.
続きをお話しい
Dude.
たします
Look at my boy Battler, man. Quick-witted. What are we gonna learn now?
ホムンクルスがなんとかって言ったな。一応は知ってるぜ。あれだろ？錬金術だかで作り出せ。人造人間のことだろ？
Oh, I thought that was just like a very small creature. Isn't this alchemy and homunculus? That reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist, even though I've never seen it. A manufactured human created with alchemy.
はい。お嬢様の魂は、ホムンクルスに閉じ込められ、再び赤子となって生を受け、この世に蘇ったのです。
I'm probably gonna have to rewatch this shit.
しかし、赤子でございますから、金蔵様が愛を語ろうとも、それは無駄なことでございま
Right,
す。
a baby is not... Their mind isn't... They can't perceive shit, right? They have no self-awareness. They're not conscious like we are.
まさか。じいさまはその赤ん坊をこの隠し屋敷に、同じ年に成長するまで閉じ込めたってのか。
はい、そのまさかでございます。
This is such a crazy fucking thing. So this motherfucker Kinzo, he created life with the sole intent of grabbing Beatrice's soul, throwing it in the baby, because she killed herself to escape him. He grabbed the soul, put it in a fucking baby, and not even a baby, a thing he created, some life, some biological matter. He threw it in that shit. And then he couldn't talk to that thing right. He couldn't profess his love for the 5 billionth time. So he waited. He probably had this entire mansion right here constructed. That's why she said she could never be permitted to leave this place, right? She just said that shit. So this fucker, this motherfucker, Ginzo, created, he did all this shit just because he's so, why is he so obsessed with her? What the fuck did she do to him? Just because he gave her gold? Or she gave him gold? Which, I mean, I would be indebted for life, but this is one way, this is one hell of a way to show your gratitude. Even after death, you're still bringing them back. Oh, holy shit.
しかし、魂は同じといえど、人間の魂はその器に強く影響を受けます。
Holy fuck, I didn't even finish saying what I was gonna say. So he did all that shit. And then he was left with the baby, with Beatrice's soul. Obviously the baby can't fucking speak. It's a baby. It doesn't have the mental, it doesn't have the brain power that we have to create thought. So he waited years upon years till this little fucker could speak. Or consent, I don't know, whatever. Okay, well, her soul was the same. A human spirit receives a strong influence from its master.
お嬢様はかつての記憶を全て失われ、ごく普通の人間の少女として成長されました。
So this is why she was saying, "What am I?" Okay.
それが、そこのガーデンチェアに座ってるベアートだってのか？
はい。
So this is the human Beatrice. Dude, there is so much. What the fuck? Talk about a fucking what in the fuck? This is holy shit. I'm probably, you know what? I'm probably gonna play Boy too.
まさに瓜二つに成長なされました。しかし魔女としての力は持ち合わせておりません。
Okay, so she didn't have any powers, nor did she have remembrance.
あくまでも人間としてのお嬢様なのです。
She was just a human, a human on its own. Wait, did she just look? Beato, who was sitting in the garden chair, looking up at the sky, asked the same question again. She asks who she was. Look at all the. Kinto's kind of a motherfucker or a little bitch for doing all this. The meaning of those words was finally starting to click. She couldn't understand why she was living here, all locked up. Right, I mean, all locked up, like, and he won't say anything? Grandfather had seized Beatrice's soul, shut it up in a body of flesh, and then shut that up in a hidden mansion. He's just locking her the fuck up. However, since she had lived here since the time she was born, she couldn't even understand who she was. Can she even read? Did he teach her that? Or why she lived shut up in there? Wait. Who would take such a stupid story seriously? Why don't I change my interpretation? Essentially, couldn't it be something like this? Grandfather met Beatrice. He then fell in love with her and courted her, but she didn't nod her head in agreement. And so he got angry and shut her up inside this hidden mansion. Beatrice tried to escape, but no matter what she did, she couldn't succeed. So she finally chose her own death. And then... maybe there was a girl that looked just like Beatrice. No, a baby. And grandfather raised this child with care, but maybe grandfather didn't view this child as his daughter. Shut my soul up once more into a cage of flesh. Those words probably meant that he didn't view this kid as her child, but as her reincarnation. Maybe that's what it meant. If you interpret it that way, even a story that weird might make a little sense. No. This might be some bullshit Beato cooked up to confuse me. Could be. As if I could accept any of this. In the first place, Kuwadorian, was it? Kuwadorian? Yeah, Kuwadorian, was it? There's no proof whatsoever that a hidden mansion actually existed. Couldn't this be something she just fabricated on the spot?
六軒島の森の中には、クワドリアンという隠し屋敷が実在します。
Bitch motherfucker. He can use that shit? And this just proved that there is a hidden fucking mansion. Dude, whoa. Holy shit! Wait a fucking second! I think I just cracked the fucking case! That's where the hidden gold is! In this motherfucking mansion! Kuwadorian mansion! The cage of 9 birds or whatever the fuck it was called. It's in that shit! No wonder nobody could find the fucking gold! On this island of Rokkenjima. Yo! That's where the fucking gold
それが
is!
今、話をしていた場所です。
It makes where the fuck else would it be? Right? Where she lived, that dude, that's where it would be, if anywhere. I guarantee we're gonna go to that place, aren't we? And that's gonna be like the end of Umineko, right? That's gonna be the end of this shit. We're gonna go there, we're gonna find the fucking gold. That's gonna be like the final shit, because then shit will have to, it will be forfeit. That's in the motherfucking epitaph, right? Renov used the red to say that Kuwadorian actually existed. Did that mean the same thing as the red Beato used? We don't know actually.
これでも悪魔の端くれでございますので、お嬢様には内緒にしてくださいね。
Okay, Renov. Beato, who knew I would try to trip her up, had grown extremely cautious when using red. To think that Renov could also use that red. Of course, it's the red of the crafty man, right, crafty. But it's the truth. I don't know how far I can accept it. But anyway, I might be able to get some hint out of it.
このクワドリアンの庭でくつろいでるベアトとさっきのじい様との会話は真実なのか？
By the truth, would you say, do you mean they actually happened in the real world, I guess?
はい、真実です。かつて実際にこの場所でお二人はこのような会話をなされました。
Now then, he just said that the pair.
助かるぜ。
The pair, you didn't say this or what, actually, no. Let me
さらに
stop.
赤で頼む。あいつホムンクルスから生まれたなんて言いやがったが、
Oh, okay.
そんな非科学的な魔法的存在実在するのか？
Oh,
So
you're
no
making me
問いかけにはお答え
confused.
できません。
I'm thinking about every fucking thing.
理由はステイルメイトになるからでございます。
Stalemate? How would that cause a stalemate unless I'm not thinking about something?
ステイルメイト？なんだそりゃ。
チェスの用語で千日手のパーペチュアルと同様にそれ以上のゲーム進行が不可能になる宣言です。これは千日手とは正反対で指し手がなくなるある種の手詰まりの状態を指します。パーペチュアルに同じでチェスではこれを引き分けにしております。ただしお嬢様とバトラ様のゲームでは引き分けがございません。ですので ステイルメイトになる質問には赤でお答えすることができないのです。
Okay, I don't know how the fuck this would result in a stalemate. In chess, this would lead to a draw, okay? However, there's no draw in a game between you and the lady. Therefore, okay.
よくわからねえこと言って煙に巻いてるが。つまり、ホモンクルスなんて魔法的存在が実在するって、赤で言えないからごまかしてるだけなんだろ？
仮に私が赤で魔女は実在すると言ったら、バトラ様はどういたしますか？
I did not even think about that.
それを信じるか信じないかで、俺たちは大喧嘩してるんじゃねえかよ。それを言われちまったら身も蓋もないぜ。ゲームオーバーだ。
魔女は存在すると赤で申し上げたなら、しかしバトラ様はその理由が示されない以上、それを受け入れないでしょう。しかし赤で語られる以上、反論の余地もなく証拠も示されない。この場合、バトラ様は敗北を認められないにもかかわらず、反論の手がなく手詰まりとなってしまいます。チェックメイトされていないにもかかわらず、次なる指し手が存在しない。
Right. And that's saying she came from a homunculus is the same as saying she's a witch.
バトラ様が次の一手を打てない以上、お嬢様に手番が回ってくることはなく、ゲームはそこで永遠に止まってしまう。その結果、お嬢様があなたを屈服させることもできない。これが手詰まりの状態です。それを回避するため、このような形になるご質問には赤でお答えすることができないのです。
早い話が、身も蓋もない質問は禁止だと、そう言いたいわけだな。まあ、そりゃそうだよな。赤で魔女は実在するって言われちまったら、俺は鼻からお手上げだぜ。
ご理解いただけて助かります。他の形の質問でしたらご協力できるかと思いますよ。
奴がはぐらかした副賞要求には答えられるか？この島の人数だ。
お嬢様が保留されている副賞要求にももちろん答えられませんよ。お嬢様の家具でございますので、出過ぎた真似はできかねます。
Renov made an exaggerated gesture, trying to act like a loyal retainer. This guy's so shameless.
一瞬でも使えるやつと思ったのによ。諦めて他の質問を探すか。そうだ。大事なことを確認するのを忘れてた。これはベアとの思い出話なんだろ？いつの話なんだ？まさか現在ってことはないだろ。
Okay, this is interesting. We're gonna find out the year.
はい。
Dude, imagine this motherfucker said this shit happened this motherfucking year.
こ
Or
こは
last year.
1967年の世界。
Whoa, okay. Oh, fuck, bitch. God damn. Damn, bitch. 67? So 1 year ago.
19年前の世界でございます。
Oh, wait. My dumbass. I saw 7. All I did was see 7 and I was like, yo. No. 19 years ago. Okay. Let's go through the story one more time. I wonder if it couldn't be something like this. Alright, let's go. Grandfather had a person with whom he fell in unrequited love, called Beatrice. And he confined her in this hidden mansion and continually courted her. But she was stubborn and didn't say yes. Eventually, she grew pessimistic about being unable to escape from here, and probably committed suicide. Hey, that's a scary word for you two. And then, her soul was put in a homunculus, and... No. If I accept that, it's the same as accepting the witch. They're making me, so I have to choose. Me right now, I have to choose between this fucking witch and what they're telling me right now. I can interpret that part like this. She probably left a daughter behind when she died. How would she get, you know, she need to be pregnant? By who? That talk about the soul being put in a new body probably meant that grandfather raised that child, believing it to be the reincarnation of Beatrice. In that case, Beato must have existed on this island for at least the last 19 years, as the 19th person, and then, what a horrible existence. Listen, I think...
混乱してきたぜ。
Am I not supposed to just go with what Beatrice said? Because, I mean, I am supposed to, right? I mean, that's what happened. I mean, I believe her.
いずれにせよ、憶測の域を出ない。確実に赤で言えることは、1967年の六軒島の隠し屋敷に、人間としてのベアトリーチェが存在した。
But wait a minute. Rosa said that she died. So this was 19 years ago? Didn't Rosa say that when she came here, she met Beatrice and Beatrice died? Wait a minute.
それだけだ。
その通りでございます。1967年の六軒島の隠し屋敷に人間としてのベアトリーチェ様が存在した。
Wait a minute. Yes, Rosa said that she saw Beatrice and she died shortly after there. Okay, okay.
ああ、サンキュー。助かるぜ。
おめでとうございます。これでバトラ様の19人目の駒は、その存在がはっきりしました。
So there is so we can, I mean, I don't think we can ever be, you know, I don't think we can lose at this point. I mean, this is like the wildest card ever.
バトラ様が熱望された18人以外に罪をなすりつけられる19人目の人間。
I mean, this is the smoking gun. This is the most Joker card out of all Joker. I mean, this is checkmate, bitch. Isn't it?
いかなる罪をもなすりつけることのできる生贄の羊。
Exactly. I mean, shit. We can't fucking lose
それが
now.
お嬢様とは実に愉快。
Right. Wait a minute. But the bitch is dead. Or Renov laughed indiscreetly. Somehow, I didn't like his phrasing, so I didn't feel like laughing along with him. Right, there's something. Ultimately, he is against us, isn't he? I mean, he is a
そう
demon.
だ。ローザおばさんは言った。
That motherfucker cannot be trusted for shit.
ベアトリーチェは死んだ。私が殺し
He
た。
probably did all this shit just to give her a boost, just to fuck us over, to confuse us. Yes, exactly.
どういう意味なんだ。
それは私の口から語るよりも、実際に顛末をご覧になった方が早いでしょう。
Oh my god, is it gonna be animated?
少々、時計を進めましょう。
Wait, advance the clock. Renov pulled a stylish pocket watch from his pocket and made to wind the crown. As soon as he did, I saw gold butterflies gather behind Renov's back and take the form of a person. Was it Beato? I quickly realized that it was someone else. It was her. Isn't this? I forgot. I actually don't. The only one I know is Satan because she has like the blonde hair. The oldest sister of the seven stakes who loved tormenting me more than anything else. Osmodeus or whoever. If I don't think myself lucky to see that sexy ass, I won't be able to play along with their torture game. Oh, like actual ass. Well, she has it hanging out.
どの上様、まだこちらにおられましたか。ベアトリーチェ様が至急お呼びです。
はって至急のどのようなご用やら、少々バトラ様とのおしゃべりが過ぎたようですね。それではバトラ様、私めはこれどうか引き続きお嬢様とのゲームをお楽しみください。
へいへい、せいぜい楽しむぜ。あんたはベアとより話が弾むからな。赤も気前よく使ってくれるしよ。ぜひまたおしゃべりに来いよな。
バトラ様、私めもこう見えてもお嬢様の顔、
Exactly, that's what I said.
お
He's not
嬢
with
様が
us.
望まぬことはできませんよ。私が語った赤は本来ならお嬢様が自らの口で語るべきもの。へそを曲げてしまわれたお嬢様に代わって若き真実を披露したに過ぎません。
やっぱあれへそを曲げてたよな。
Seeing me and Renov incomprehensibly hitting it off, that seven stakes chick cocked her head slightly.
どの上様、ベアトリーチェ様をお待たせしております。お急ぎを。
ええ、直ちに参ります。それではバトラ様、後ほど。ようやく仲良くなれてきましたね。やはり良い友人になれる気がします。
ベアとの陰口仲間ってことならな。
どの上様。
はいはい、それでは失礼いたします。
Motherfucker. Maybe it was because she really didn't like seeing him act friendly with me, or maybe it was because she really had been told to her. The seven stakes babe bellowed sharply at Renov, and he laughed foolishly and disappeared as if running away. What is she gonna do now? Is she gonna kill us? Isn't that what they like to do? They just
煉
like
獄の
killing
七
us.
杭が長女のこの私がこの程度の用事で呼びつけられるなんて。ベアトリーチェ様もこの程度なら他の暇そうな妹たちに言いつければいいのに。
何をカリカリしてんだよ姉ちゃん。
It's our first time talking to this
腹減って
bitch.
んならクッキーでも食えよ。最後の一枚をくれてやるぜ。
気が利くじゃない。なら一ついただこうかしら。
Oh, she's being very nice to us after she just killed the fuck out of us like last episode, I think. I lightly pushed the snack plate with the last remaining cookie on it over to her.
ありがとう。
Now she's gonna kill us. How did I fucking know? How did I know? As though coming as a replacement for the period at the end of the sentence, a sharp sound pierced the table. The nails on 3 of her fingers had sharply extended and were stuck a hair's breadth into the gaps between my fingers on the hand I had used to push the plate. It had happened in an instant, so for a while, I didn't even realize that her fingernails had grown. The tips of those sharp nails were like blades with a red manicure. The spaces between the bases of my fingers were prickled. Those razor-like blades were sticking sharply into the back of my hand and into the spaces between my fingers. By those 3 blades, my carelessly outstretched right hand was not even permitted to shake, and all I could do now was allow a single line of cold sweat to drip down.
姉ちゃん、そろそろ爪を切った方がいいぜ。
My boy Battler's so fucking
ル
smooth
シ
with
ファ
it.
ーよ。それが誇り高き私の名。
Lucifer.
ベアトリーチェ様にお仕えする名誉ある家具。煉獄の七杭の長女。他の面汚しなグマイどもとはわけが違うの。それに見合った敬意を示さないと後悔することになるわよ。
どう後悔するんだか。俺には見当もつかねえぜ。
Oh my god! My boy Battler is still holding his fucking ground! shit.
バカな子ね。そんなに遊んでほしいの？そんなに忘れられないの？私の悔いを思いっきり奥の奥までねじ込んでたっぷりえぐって楽しませてあげるわよ。
クソったれ。いつか押し倒して同じセリフ言ってやるぜ。
Oh, whoa, my boy. Damn, okay. Holy shit, battler.
楽しみにしてるわね。
God damn. The smoothness. Look at my boy flirting with this demon bitch. Oh, what the hell? Oh my god. Man. My boy, damn. Shit. Rosa eventually regained her calm. The men wanted to hurry her into talking faster, but Kiria intervened. If something like she had just mentioned really had happened, it was an abominable past that she wouldn't want to remember. Abominable, right. After taking several deep breaths with her hand over her chest, it seemed that she had more or less gathered the resolve to talk. Holy fuck. I'm still thinking about my boy battling that bitch.
あれはいくつの時だったのかしら。多分中学生か。よく覚えてない。とにかくそのくらいの頃だったと思うわ。
ってことはだいたい20年くらい前ってとこか。
あの頃の私はあまり成績が良くなくて、いつもお母様に怒られてばかりだった。私なりに努力していたつもりだったんだけど、お母様の期待には全然応えられなくて。
母上はローザにも随分厳しかったな。当時は同情していたよ。
陰口ばっかだったくせによく言うわね。
Oh, what a horrible bitch this girl Ava is.
予算かエヴァ。それでローザさんはどこでベアトリーチェに会ったんや。
My God. Listen, I understand the anger, right? I mean, her brother, I mean, he said that at a very young age. Has he never stopped acting like that?
秀吉さん、今はせかしてはダメよ。いいのよ、ローザさん。楽に話して。ありがとう。あれはお母様に特にひどく叱られた日よ。
Oh boy. So moms was talking hella shit. Are we ever gonna see their mom? Even though my tutor had promised to keep it a secret. Apparently, they told mother all about how I had complaints. Ah. Well, that sucks. Mother scolded me horribly, saying that I was a disgrace to the Ushiromiya family. Of course, I was doing the best I could. But I had none of Kraus Nisan's dignity. I couldn't get excellent grades like Eva Nisan. And I had no leadership like Rudolf Nisan. I never stood out, didn't particularly excel at anything. And I almost wanted to ask myself why I had even been born into the Ushiromiya family. I didn't know why I had been born. On that day, I had the experience of my mind going blank for the first time. For the first time since I was born, I realized that in addition to facing or surrendering to my problems, I had the third choice of running away. Even though I say run away, there was no way I could have left Rokkenjima and gone somewhere else. But anyway, I wanted to run away from the mansion and the way I was at the time. In a way, It was like running away from home, or maybe a half-hearted suicide.
いなくなりたかったの。
Ah, yes.
あるいはいなくなることによって親を心配させたいという子供なりの反抗だったのかも。私は森の遥か奥に行けば後ろ宮の家から逃れられる。あるいは迷子になって心配させることで仕返しができると子供ながらに思ったの。
それで行ってはいけないと言われていた森に。
ええ。浜辺へ出てから海に沿うように。特に理由があったわけじゃないけれど、島をぐるりと回ればその反対側には誰も知らない場所があって、私だけの隠れ家になるような気がしたの。
Wow. Wait, but I felt that if. Okay, if. I thought she actually did do it. Then
ってのは無理だ。途中で崖になっちまうだろ。あんなとこ通れるわけがねえぜ。
もちろんよ。だから通れる方へ通れる方へ、とにかく奥へ奥へ進んだわ。道なんかないひどい森だったけど、あの時の私にはそれが心地よかったの。
right.
それほどの険しい森を抜けたなら、その分後ろ宮家から逃れられるって、そんな気持ちだったの。
情けないわね。成績で叱られたならその分努力すればいいのに。
Well, I mean, I guess so.
それを言ってはいいかもね。その代わりローザにはデザイナーとしての才能があったじゃないか。
Oh, she's a designer. Literally, this could be taken as him covering for Rosa. But everyone knew that Rosa's company was not making any profits.
よせよ。
Oh
今は
boy.
嫌味を言ってる場合じゃねえぜ。
Even now, they're still fighting? How horrible are these people?
そして偶然たどり着いちまったんだな。ベアトリーチェの隠し屋敷に。
Rosa nodded weakly.
どのくらい歩いたんや。地図で場所が示せるんか。夏志さん、この島の地図はあるかいな。
いえ、今ここにはありませんが。
Get a servant. Count on! No, Genji.
適当に歩いただけだもの。地図を見せられたってわからないわ。それに
Oh, okay.
あれから20年も経ってる。多分森へ行っても二度とたどり着けないわ。
Several people let out dejected sighs. Listen, girl, you got to motherfucking know, because that's where the gold is. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I know it has to be there. It was vividly clear that in their haste, they had thought that some hint related to the witch's epitaph, or maybe even the gold— what the fuck did I just say? Might be resting there in that hidden mansion. It is, I guarantee it.
六軒島はこの屋敷の周りが整地されているだけに過ぎねえ。他は完全に未開で、前頭測量は相当の手間がかかるだろうな。
Well, I mean, you got more money than you would ever know what to do with. Or Ginzo
で
had.
も確かに存在すると分かっただけでも収穫よ。お金はかかるだろうけど、例えば航空写真の会社に調査を頼むとか。
I was literally just about to say, fly a helicopter over here. Just fly
このお
one.
屋敷を建設した業者に当時のことを聞くとか、調べる方法はあるかもしれないわね。
I mean, yeah, they're gonna take a long ass fucking time though.
そうね。
You're all gonna be dead by then, maybe,
あ
probably.
るかないかもわからないものを探すよりはまだ方法があるはずよ。
早速調べる価値があるだろう。
その調査は兄弟
You're
合
just
同
gonna
でや
walk
るわ
in
よ。
woods?
兄さん一人ではさせないわ。
It wasn't certain that the gold was hidden in that secret mansion, but it seemed that the fireworks between Kraus and Eva had already begun.
兄貴たち、今はローザ、続きを話してくれ。
Oh my god. These fuckers. All they can think about is fighting. That reminds me of my parents. Well, family. Well, I fight like to. Psych chorus? Hold on, let's listen to this a little bit. I got a question. This background, right? This picture, it reminds me, it kind of looks like it has that little effect in the original visual novels of Higurashi, and I think Umineko too. I haven't seen the backgrounds there. They have like this little almost blurry effect. Is this just a redrawing of that? Blindly, randomly, I kept running on and on. Suddenly, it felt like I had come across something like an animal trail. I had no idea how far I'd walked, and I was very tired. So by then, I was just naturally taking the easiest path to walk on. I don't know what fucking animal could be on an island, aside from birds. I mean, it's an island. I mean, how did they get there? As I did, suddenly, right before my eyes, a very, very tall fence appeared. It was a fence wonderfully adorned in a Gothic style. For an instant, I spun around, thinking that I might have returned to the original mansion. Of course, there were fences around the mansion to stop us from entering the forest. But this fence was decorated differently, and most of all, it was very tall. Yes! It probably reached a full 2 stories up. It was covered with ivy and created a mysterious, solemn atmosphere. Yo, this is starting, I don't know why, but it's getting a little creepy to think about that. A mansion with this huge fence out in nowhere. At the time, I believed the legend of the Witch of the Forest, Beatrice. Boy, I bet she would have shitting herself. I had been told that she was frightening, but some of the servants, that makes sense now. She's frightening, so nobody will fucking go to her. But some of the servants told me that she would sometimes help you if you respected her. Since I had started to lose confidence in how my life was going, I believed that the only way I could be saved was by receiving her help. Oh fuck. So that's what made me think it. I believed that this was the fence of the mansion of Beatrice, the Witch of the Forest. I thought that if I could meet with Beatrice, she would definitely save me. So I thought I would try to go in. But that fence was very, very tall, and it didn't look like I could go over it. So I decided to walk around it. I thought that if I did, I would eventually reach a gate. But it wasn't that easy. The fence had a length to match its height, and no matter how far I went, I didn't reach a corner. It might have been enclosing a very massive area. Or maybe it just felt that way, because my child's legs made it difficult to walk in the forest. Anyway, because I couldn't find a gate for a while, I started to feel sad, as though the witch had rejected me. As I did, I eventually came upon a large tree, whose twisted root had bent the fence. I might get my clothes dirty, but if I crawled, it looked like I would be able to sneak in.
そこが隠し屋敷だったの。あれが私たちの言う隠し屋敷なのかはわからない。でも少なくとも私たちの知る場所ではなかったわ。
It was as though I came out into a garden as soon as I passed the fence. I had to continue through a lot more uncultivated forest after that. So maybe that was just like one set of fences? Maybe there's multiple fences. Oh, never mind. And then the forest suddenly opened up, and what appeared there was an unbelievably fantastical scene. To think that Rokkenjima, where I had believed no one other than us lived, had been hiding such a wonderful mansion. It looks beautiful. A beautiful flower garden spanned the front of the mansion. It was a flower garden of a completely different design from the rose garden we know so well. It was very lovely. Of course, the mansion was also wonderful. It was 1 or 2 sizes smaller than ours. That's still pretty fucking big, but it was a very elegant and yet lovely mansion. Did I just see like a light post like right here? Then I saw her. I saw her sitting in a garden chair, positioned to give a view of the flower garden, wearing an elegant dress. It was that black dress embroidered in gold that we would later know from that portrait. I hadn't seen an elegant dress like that except in fairy tales and on the stage of musicals. That a person would be wearing it as their normal clothes, that in itself seemed quite fantastical. That magical scene was enough to make me lose my sense of reality. If someone had told me then that it was a dream, I might have nodded obediently and waited to wake up in my bed. Since, in my shock, I had forgotten to hide myself, she eventually noticed me. At first, her expression was quite listless, but when she noticed me, her eyes opened very wide. It was only natural, a guess that she didn't know had suddenly appeared. I automatically bowed my head, feeling that I should greet her and apologize for entering without permission. What the fuck is gonna happen?
そなたは誰か新しい庭師なのか
Those were the first words she said to me. That calmed me down a little bit, because I realized that she could be talked with. Because I hadn't been turned into a frog just by meeting her eyes, like the terrifying witch in the fairy tale.
ごめんなさい。勝手にお庭に立ち入って。すみません。
そなたは誰か名乗るがよい。
後宮ローザと言います。
後宮。ほう。金蔵の一族の人間なのか？
はい。金蔵の娘です。こんにちは。
I was just a little surprised. After all, father was a great man feared by everyone. This right now, there's something so... This little situation, man, it just feels so magical right now. So... incredible. And she had referred to him without using honorifics. So she quickly became frightening. After all, if she could refer to my fearsome father that way, she must be a witch with incredible power. After staring at me curiously, she beckoned me to come over to her. And I obeyed, although filled with belated trepidation. Also, she mentioned... servants? So there are people working here. Obviously, I mean, look at this place. After all, I thought I really might be turned into a frog. And the closer and closer I got, the stronger that fear became. After all, I said it several times already, but... that woman and her dress and the flower garden and the mansion, that entire harmony was so fantastical and beautiful that it seemed separate from reality. Right, this whole situation seemed so ethereal. It surely wouldn't have surprised me, even if she was actually a witch. And I was truly lucky. She didn't turn me into a frog. As I awkwardly stood there, stock still, she motioned to an open chair and urged me to sit down. The one across from me.
座るがよい。
Oh my god! Okay, this has to be the fucking thumbnail. Oh, listen to those fucking... listen to the UMINEKO crying.
初めて訪れた者を庭へ招き、語らうのがわらわの唯一の楽しみよ。他に何の楽しみもないがな。
As she said that, she showed an unhappy smile for just an instant. Because I was full of a strange mix of tension and excitement, I don't know why I'm getting I felt a little emotional for a second. I rudely asked her a question suddenly.
森の魔女ベアトリーチェですか？
いかにも。わらわがベアトリーチェである。
やはりな。ベアトリーチェは実在したんだ。
その姿はまさに肖像画の。
Wow, I don't know what the fuck just happened to me, but I'm liking this even more. I don't know how I can like this even more, but I am.
ええ、まさにあの肖像画の通りよ。
お父さんの想像の中の魔女じゃなかったんやな。
A one-to-one recreation, exact person.
それで、あなたは彼女と何を話したの？
So they were about the same
彼女は
age, right?
お茶を入れながら私のことをいろいろと聞いたわ。まず森を抜けてやってきたことを驚かれた。彼女は柵の外には危険な狼がたくさんいると信じていたみたいだった。
Oh, that's probably what
だから
Kinzo said.
私が森を抜けてたどり着いたと言ったらとても驚いていたわ。どうやって狼から逃れたのか、ビスケットを渡して許してもらったのか、
That's cute.
それとも魔法の街灯をかぶってなんて感じのことを言ってたっけ。
そりゃ確かに魔女っぽいわな。面白いお人や。
あなた黙って。ずいぶん昔だけど。お父様は、森には狼が住んでいるから近寄ってはならないって、私たちを脅さなかった？
ああ、そんなこともあったな。バカらしいね。日本の狼はとっくの昔に絶滅しているというのに。
Oh, I've heard of them. Japanese wolves, isn't those? Fuck, I swear to God. Whatever, never mind.
まさに子供騙しだな。
記憶にねえな。そんな話。親父に聞かされたっけ？森には魔女だろ？狼なんて話、聞いたことないぜ。
あんたがまだ小学校だった頃よ。覚えてない？そしたらあんた、むしろ狼を撫でてみたいなんて言い出すもんだから。お父様はすぐに狼の話を引っ込めて、魔女の話に切り替えたのよ。もう、その嘘っぽいことと言ったら。
So is that what happened? Okay.
当時のルドルフには狼よりも魔女の話の方がてきめんだったね。よく覚えているよ。私の背中にしがみついた夜があったことを覚えているかね。
Oh, wow, really?
ルドルフさんにも、そんな可愛らしい時代があったのね。
うるせえな。子供の頃の話だぜ。
Look at him. He's all fucking embarrassed. He's all shy now.
まあ、とにかく、ベアトリーチェを閉じ込めていたのがお父さんなら、同じ狼の話をするのは道理ね。彼にとって六軒島の広大な森は、後宮家と愛人の屋敷という、相入れない二つの異世界を分断する、越えてはならない壁だったのだから。
柵の高さを考えると、どうやら親父殿は庭ごと丸々を座敷牢にしたようだな。さながら二つの世界を分ける国境も同然だったのだろ
う。狼はともかく野犬の類でもいたのではありませんか？そのための柵だったかもしれません。
六軒島に狼も野犬もいないわ。その柵は兄さんやキリエさんの言うように、ベアトリーチェと私たちの間の国境だったんでしょうね。
しかし狼の話を素直に信じるなんて、なんちゅうか純朴やな。わしの想像していた魔女とは随分違う感じやで。
そうね。それは私も感じたわ。とても尊大で、確かに魔女のイメージ通りの人だったんだけど、どこかとても子供っぽくて。 なんていうのか、素直すぎるというか、世間知らずな印象を受けたわ。
She didn't know deceit?
例えるなら、本当におとぎの国の人みたいというか。
Right, I mean, she was raised in captivity almost. Well, not almost, yeah.
本当に不思議な人だったわ。
That's such a sad existence.
それからどうしたんだ？
And there's some people who subject themselves to that willingly. They stay in their rooms all the time, like me.
親父の話とかは出たのか？
ええ。何日かに一度、約束されている日もあれば、突然の日もあったそうだけど、ふらりとお父様が訪れては、一緒にお茶を飲んだり、散歩したりしたんですって。私が訪れたその日は、たまたま彼女一人だったと言っていたわ。
なるほどな。まさに愛人といったところだ。やれやれ。いくつ年下か知らんが、親父殿もやるね。
Father, you old dog. That's what you're saying?
いかがわしい意味での交流はなかったと確信しています。
バカね。男と女の多さに色気がないはずないじゃない。それでどうしたの？それから何の話を？
私の自己紹介をしたので、逆に彼女のことを質問したわ。そうしたら、急に雰囲気が落ち込んでしまったの。なんていうのか、とても気だるそうな、寂しそうな。
I would imagine.
私が
I mean, yeah.
初めて彼女の顔を見た時に浮かべていたのと同じ表情だった。
まあ、秘密の愛人だからな。好き勝手に歩かれて、お袋に見つかっちまったらことだ。きっと軟禁に近い状態だったろう。綺麗なドレスに、綺麗な屋敷や庭があっても、さぞや窮屈な思いをしてたんだろうぜ。そりゃ苦労もあったろうさ。それで？
彼女はきっと何か悩みがあった。それを私に話したところで何の解決にもならないというような雰囲気が読み取れて、私もとても悲しかったのを覚えてる。私と一緒にいることさえ忘れてしまったかのようで、遠くをぼんやり見ながらずっと無言でいたわ。私はきっと失言してしまったに違いないと思ったんだけど、謝罪の言葉すらも口にしていいような雰囲気じゃなくて。だから私も彼女が私と一緒にいることを思い出してくれるまでずっと黙ってた。
When she did, she muttered unexpectedly.
柵の向こうには本当に狼などおらぬのか？
Oh, fuck.
はい。狼なんて動物園でも見たことないです。
動物園とは何か？
いろんな動物が飼われているところです。象とかキリンとかパンダとか珍しい動物がいっぱいいますよ。
動物園に狼はいないのか？
なら怖くないかもしれんな。狼がいたとしても動物はみんな檻に入ってますから安全です。だから安心して見学できるんですよ。
The Witch of the Forest, of all people, was for some reason scared of and didn't like wolves. I remember it looked pretty comical.
それはわらわとどう違うのか？
She didn't even know about zoos. I explained how fun zoos could be, but it was very difficult to get a person like her who had never been to one to understand. Quite the opposite. As I explained it to her, her expression grew increasingly dismal. She couldn't see the difference. It seemed that, although this mansion surrounded by a high fence appeared at a glance to afford her a completely provided-for life of comfort, she couldn't see how she was different from the animals shut up in cages.
わらわは何者なのか。皆はわらわのことをベアトリーチェと呼ぶ。それは確かに、そなたの言うように偉大な魔女の名前らしい。しかし、それはわらわではないのだ。わらわには魔法など何も使えぬ。わらわは、その魔女の魂を好みに封じられているだけなのだ。
So she's fully aware of that? There was definitely something mysterious about her. It wasn't just that she was somehow at odds with the world, but it seemed that she truly believed that a thing called magic actually exists. I think she talked about various weird things, but I don't remember the details. Although, all I thought was, this might be a pitiful person. She wasn't able to leave this mansion of her own will, a prisoner, without even realizing it. And she didn't know anything about the outside world, didn't even understand who she was. She probably vaguely understood herself, that she was pitiful. But she didn't know anything. It seemed that she couldn't realize that this was unhappiness. Ne-san, long ago, when I told you that I felt sorry for a bird in a cage, I remember you said this to me. A bird that only knows the inside of a cage doesn't long for the outside. But she wasn't a bird. She was, ultimately, a human. Even if she had never been outside the cage and understood that it wasn't the whole world. So, I invited her.
柵の外へ出てみますか。
本当に狼はいないのか。
いないですよ。絶対平気ですから。
出たいぞ。だが、いつも門は閉まっている。
Gate! There's a gate!
私が入ってきたところがあります。くぐり抜けられる隙間があるんです。
You'll be dirty though. Ginzo will know you fucking did
外
something.
の世界があるのか。
はい。
狼は本当にいない？
はい、いませんよ。
I swear if she immediately gets eaten by wolves or something. I swear. I had only planned to invite her for a short walk, but she kept looking over her shoulder at the mansion, as though she were seriously deliberating over something. Then I learned what she was preparing herself for.
わらわはもうここは嫌だ。
Oh man, that's gotta be so scary.
外へ出たい。そしてわらわが何者で、この世界はどうなっていて、わらわは何のために生まれてきたのかを知りたい。
I didn't know what her life had been like until then. It was probably something that she couldn't express easily. If it was harsh, she just had to say that she wanted to escape. If it was sweet, she just had to say that she would stay. To liken it to something? Perhaps it was similar to how a hot fireplace on a winter day makes the air get thicker and thicker, giving you a headache. Even though you know that you shouldn't keep things the way they are, you still need the courage to open the window and to be tormented by the cold wind. She was starting to realize that she couldn't stay there forever. She was starting to realize that she had to go outside sometime. But since she didn't know about the outside world, to take that first step outside must have required an unimaginable amount of courage. And she had taken that into consideration and resolved herself. She had put that resolution to go outside into words for what was surely the first time in her entire life. I hesitated slightly. It had been decided that she would live here by father. It was as if she were father's beloved bird in a cage. If I just let her escape, wouldn't I be harshly scolded by father?
見たい。何を？動物園が見たいのだ。
I was just a little surprised when she finally showed me a very soft smile. That might have been an inner peace coming from her newfound readiness to venture out from her cage. A soft smile which I wouldn't have imagined could have come out of that dark face.
そなたと話すと知らないことばかり出てくる。わらわは学校なるものもわからぬし、動物園も知らない。
Do you know about money? Because you're gonna need a lot of that.
映画館も知らない。遊園地も知らない。そしてそれを知りたいと心の底から思う。そなたはわらわをそこへ連れて行ってくれるのか？
I was nervous about how I would do it and keep it a secret from father. But her face looked so happy, so I went along with her and nodded. But it seemed that the meaning behind my vague expression was not communicated to her. It seemed that she believed that I would really take her to all of those places if we left. She was pure and genuine. She had probably never been tricked by anyone. That's what I said earlier. She doesn't know deceit. She doesn't know the horrors of the world, how scary it can be. There's things like murder, bitch. Thieves. Some other bad people I don't think I could say. No, maybe it should be said that she hadn't been taught how to doubt. Her face was somewhat radiant and yet pathetic. Pathetic? I wanted to somehow grant her modest wish.
わらわはもうベアトリーチェは嫌だ。わらわが何者なのか知りたい。ベアトリーチェではない新しい人間を始めたい。だからここから連れ出してほしい。もう紅茶もいらぬ。ドレスもいらぬ。金蔵とも二度と会わぬ。ここよりわらわを連れ出してくれ。ローザ。
However, that responsibility was one that a child such as me couldn't possibly bear fully. But her serious gaze and her brilliant smile, almost as though an evil spirit had lifted from her, made me feel a little courage start to rise up inside myself. This was definitely something that would get me in a lot of trouble, but it was definitely the right thing to do. I didn't know how it would turn out, but I'll take her out. Of course, I won't be able to ask help from father, and not mother either. Should I talk to Oni-sama or One-sama? No. What about that reliable Genji-san? Or... That's right. What about Kumasawa-san, to whom I can always talk when I'm in trouble? I'm sure they'll be able to do something. Anyway, for now, I'll take her out of here, because this is no longer a place where she wishes to be. And so, I took her to the crack in the fence and led her outside. I'm sure she got dirty. She was all nervous, checking to make sure there were no wolves around. But after the fear disappeared, she seemed somehow to be having fun, even just walking around this dense forest. Every time she found something, she would ask me about it. And they were all really minor things. What's that flower? What's that leaf? And that sound? And that smell? It was really like the inside of that fence had been her entire world. So to her, who had stepped out of the world, this was, it's strange. In the beginning, when I first saw her, I thought that she was the absolute incarnation of a witch relaxing by a witch's mansion. But now it was different. Or actually, the complete opposite. She had gone out of the world she had believed to be finite, and was full of joy at realizing for the first time that the world was endless. That curiosity is gonna kill her, so everything she saw was new. It was almost as though she was the one who had been thrown into a fairy tale. If she was Alice, then it felt almost like a rabbit. Then I felt almost like a rabbit holding a watch. To her, it was probably a really fun walk, filled to the brim with excitement. But as for me, the truth was, I was completely bewildered. After all, I had walked randomly to get there. Oh man, I'm thinking about it in her perspective. It must seem so... like she has no concept of responsibility, right? Of how things are. She's been taking care of her entire life, so of course, I'm assuming that as she's coming out, she thinks that it's gonna be the same as it was when she was in there. She's gonna have her meals just brought up to her. She's gonna be taken care of. You know, nothing bad is gonna happen to her. But thinking about it in reality, Rose's perspective, what the fuck is gonna happen? There's nothing they can do. So there was no way I could have known the way back to the mansion. There were no lights in the forest, and I hadn't brought a flashlight. I realized that it would be terrible if it got dark while we were still like this, and grew impatient. She was too innocent, and apparently she couldn't understand at all how frightening it would be to face the night inside the forest. But I was the one who had brought her outside. Somehow, I had to take responsibility and resolve this situation. So I thought that for now, we should just go out to the sea. If we then followed the coast around, eventually we would definitely be able to make it back to the mansion. However, that was much more of a problem than I had imagined. After all, I didn't have a map or a compass. There was no way I could walk in a straight line through an uncultivated forest, and I had immediately lost my sense of direction. I already had no clue which trail I had come by and was completely lost. At this rate, night would definitely fall before I even knew where I was walking. But I didn't have the luxury to complain, because that woman following behind me was so innocent and having so much fun. Therefore, for the sake of her smile if nothing else, I absolutely had to guide her out of this forest. Gritting my teeth so that I didn't show her a troubled face, I pushed my way onward through the pathless woods. Oh, that's pretty. And although we had various troubles, we were lucky enough to make it to the sea. At that time, I still didn't even have a clue where I was on the island. But for the time being, I was just a little reassured, realizing that if I just went around this way, I would surely be able to return to the mansion. Of course, although I said that we reached the sea, we were on the top of a rocky cliff. The beach was far below us. I was tired of walking around the forest for so long, so I thought that even though it was a rocky beach, an open area would probably be much easier to walk in. So I planned to somehow go down the rocky cliff. It did look pretty dangerous, and I wondered if there was some other way. However, Beatrice agreed with my plan without any doubts. Even though she was probably older than me, she obeyed me truly obediently, almost as though she was some kind of chick who believed I was a mother bird. I searched to see if there wasn't some place where I could go down the cliff. Then I found a place where the cliff had crumpled into a slope. It looked a little dangerous, but if I went down on both hands and both legs, like I was crawling, I thought it would probably be okay.
ここを降りましょう。気をつけないと危ないけど、とにかく海岸に降りて、あとは沿って歩けば、もう迷わずに済むと思うの。
I think I know what's gonna happen, dude. Did you hear me kind of like go like up or like whatever the fuck earlier, like 2 minutes ago? Dude, she's gonna die right now, isn't she?
ローザがそうするのならそうしようぞ。
I actually forgot she was gonna die.
わらわは迷うとやらも楽しいぞ。
Holy fuck, so this is why Rosa was freaking out so bad. She said she didn't mean to. Oh fuck, I don't know why, but I feel like I might get really sad.
ても愉快だ。
She really had no sense of danger. Man. This is what hurts people the most. Someone with not an ounce of any blackness in their heart. There was probably no mistake that she had lived a life without discomfort. Even though she knew it would get dark when night fell, she couldn't imagine how dangerous the inside of a forest could be without a light. Furthermore, it seemed that she couldn't grasp at all how dangerous it might be if she fell from the cliff. I warned her. I don't know why I feel like I'm gonna get really sad right now. I warned her once more to be careful. I cautiously examined the place where we could go down. What if this is a red herring? What if we get tripped out and nothing happens right now? It looked pretty high up. I think it might have been about 10 meters down. If we looked at it from the bottom up, it would probably have looked shorter than the roof of the mansion. But looking from the top, it felt almost like staring down from the Tokyo Tower's observation room. But Beatrice still appeared to be completely without fear. It felt as though she had never even been taught that high places were dangerous. She has no concept of danger. No, maybe she truly believed that she was a witch. Maybe she doesn't even have a concept of death. Like she doesn't think, like maybe it's such an off thing to think about for her. And that she could fly, so there wasn't anything dangerous.
気をつけてくださいね。結構高いから。
気をつけるぞ。下へ降りたら海があるな。そこに水族館があるのか。
いえ、この島には水族館はないですよ。でも海にはたくさんの魚がいると思います。
I'm thinking right now, I think her not knowing any of this and having such a pure, just like a kid, a pure view of the world. I don't know if it's so emotional because you kind of wish you were like that again.
そうか。魚はいるのか。そなたが話してくれた、クジラとかイルカとかペンギンとかはいるのか。
いえ、そういうのは水族館に行かないといないです。水族館は島を出ないとないですよ。
そうなのか。だが楽しみだ。クジラとはどんな魚なのか。
すっごく大きな魚で、あれ、哺乳類か。
Right, I was gonna say they're mammals.
それで潮を吹いたりします。
And you know what's fucking stupid? They're mammals not because they breathe air. They're mammals because their babies are born alive. If I'm remembering things right.
ならばイルカは？
頭のいい魚で、あれ、これも哺乳類だっけ？
Right. Babies are born alive, right? They're not born in
とて
eggs.
も頭が良くて芸とかを覚えられるんですよ。
ならばペンギンはどうなのか。
Also
あ
mammals.
れ、これは鳥類だっけ？
なんだ。水族館なのにさっきから魚が出てこんぞ。
まあその魚だけでなくいろいろな海の生き物がいっぱいいるんですよ。
Man, she doesn't know any of this shit, so of course she'd be confused. She's like, what the fuck is a mammal?
それはとても楽しみだ。
Oh god, yep, I fucking knew it. She made some might have described it as a funny, rushed and short voice. No, it probably was a scream, I think. She suddenly made a sound like that. Her body separated from the cliff and gently fell down. I immediately thought to say to her, "How many times did I warn you to be careful?" It was the thought of a child. It was how a child immediately gets mad when something happens, trying to show that they are not at fault. Of course I said it too. "Are you all right? How many times did I warn you?" I'm very happy they did not linger on that too much, because I would probably have cried. Rosa fell silent. I mean, she saw a person die. She saw someone die at a young age. Pretty sure that was traumatic for anyone. Would be. Rosa fell silent. Her gaze fell to her feet, as though she were seeing through the floor to some disgusting memory. Ava's brutal words were the ones that Rosa had most wanted to avoid. And when she was hit with them, she screamed in resignation.
死んだわ！岩浜だったもの。尖った危険な岩がたくさんむき出しになっていた。目を見開いたまますごい血が溢れ出して、たちまち真っ赤な絨毯を広げていった。声をかけたわ！揺さぶったわ！でも彼女は返事はおろか、瞬きすらも。私が悪いのよ。彼女はドレス姿だったのよ。あんな動きにくい格好なのを知っていたのに、私が壁木を降りようなんて言ってしまったから。彼女はすごい素直だったから、私の言うことに何の疑いもせずに従って。
いつまで死んでいるつもりか。いい加減に目を覚ませ。まったくわらわの預かり知れぬところで勝手に肉塊に姿を変えようって。
おめえのとこの太もも姉ちゃんとイチャついてただけだぜ。それよりこれはどういうことだ？
見たままよ。わらわは足を踏み外して転落し死んだ。
なんだと？
For the second time? Wouldn't that be it?
19人目として登場しておきながら死んだだと？ふざけるな！そんなわけはない！ローザおばさんは子供だったし焦ってた。
Maybe that's why, because I remember in episode 2 she appeared in front of Rosa. And Rosa was so shocked.
多分死んだと誤解しただけで、お前は多分その仮死状態か何かで生きていたんだ。そうだ。
Oh, Battler, okay. Let's just make up all the bullshit. I mean, come on. It can't be. She's obviously alive. Otherwise, she wouldn't be here in front of me, right? The kid-aged Auntie Rosa was shaking Beatrice's body, crying. I too stared into that face, but her eyes were still open, and it really was a corpse. I wanted to brush it off with something vague like a state of apparent death. But from any angle, there was nothing apparent about it. She really didn't look anything but dead. Beatrice had fallen upside down from a cliff of that height, and her head had smashed against the pointed tip of those sharp rocks. You would die, wouldn't you, from that height and those rocks? But I can't accept that. No matter how dead she looks, she has to be alive. And she became this damn irritating witch. That way, all of the innocence, inconsistencies fit. She'd been confined by grandfather in a hidden mansion the whole time. And then to avenge herself, she planned out her revenge. And would go on to commit a number of atrocious murders. Auntie Rosa probably just mistakenly thought that she was dead. but she was really alive, and as soon as Auntie Rosa left, she miraculously started breathing again. And then, she somehow lived until today. I would open the curtain on the scene of her revenge. Otherwise, the facts don't fit together.
そう簡単には騙されねえぞ。赤で復唱できるか。確かに死んだと。
No, don't say that!
見え見えだぜ。
それのどこが生きているように見えるというのか。間違いなく死んでいる。
Oh, battle. You just had to ask that. She could have maybe... Whatever. My theory that the 19th person was grandfather's mistress, who was a human Beatrice, broke down. I thought I had managed to segue from a defensive position into a counterattack, but...
なら、お前は何者だってんだ。お前はたった今、死んだんだろうが。まさか魔法で蘇ったとか言い出すんじゃねえだろうな。
すでに説明したと思うがな。そこに倒れているわらわは確かに魂はわらわだが、その体はわらわをうつしおへつなぎ止めておく肉の檻に過ぎなかった。そしてその肉の檻がこうして壊れた。それがどういうことかわかるか。
You were released.
もうさっぱりだぜ。好きなだけ魔女小道具に興じろよ。チャカの代わりに聞いてやら。なんだ、空っぽか。おい、紅茶のおかわりを頼むぜ。
ロノへ、客人が紅茶をお望みで。
When Beato clapped her hands, Ronove appeared. Ronove. Butlers sure are
お
convenient.
かわりですね。かしこまりました。どの程度お継ぎしましょうか。
どうせチャカがボリューム満点だろうからよ。半分でいいぜ。
それでも、なみなみとお入れするのが英国式でございます。
Even though just enough to wet my throat would have been fine, he filled it to the top of the tea. I turned my back to Beato, sipping it in silence.
ちょっと目を覚ましてよ、ビアトリーチェ。
Rosa shook me. No, shook the corpse that had once been me. I watched over her from a short distance away. Ah, so I fell from there and died. I believe that was true for a while. After that, I saw Rosa spend a long time beside my corpse, then watched her as she ran away. Eventually, I realized that I was a different individual from that corpse.
そうか。わらわは、わらわか。ようやく、金蔵の戒めから逃れられたのか。
Eventually, I felt the memory returning. The fact that I was an endless witch who had lived for 1,000 years. And then I remembered that I had been summoned by Kinzo for a long time and had been imprisoned by him. While I had been imprisoned in a cage of flesh, I had completely lost my memory as a witch. However, thanks to Rosa, if you could say that, thanks to my accidental but fortunate death, I had now finally brought myself together.
ローザ、そなたはわらわを死なせてしまったと後悔しているだろうが、わらわにとっては感謝したいくらいよ。
Rosa was already nowhere to be seen. Had she gone to call a doctor, or had she escaped from a scene which had become frightening? That no longer matters. That soulless shell is no longer worth anything. All that aside, how frail I am now. Even this glorious midday sun is agony to me now. I destroyed my human form. Then I changed it to several gold butterflies. Yes, with my magic power as frail as it is now, this form is easier. to escape even a little from the light of the sun, I rode the wind and lightly passed over the cliff. It will probably be somewhat cooler in the forest. Anyway, I'll take some time to recuperate and regain my original power. As I think of how I will pay Kinzo back for all he has done. Dancing alone through the air, I looked down at the shore one more time. On the rocky shore lay the figure I had once possessed, and what I would eventually regain. To regain the form of that physical body I have thrown away, it would probably take more than 100, 200 days. It might require 1,000 days, or maybe even more. However, I am the Endless Witch, the Golden Witch who had lived for 1,000 years. Waiting any countable number of days is no problem at all. Oh, Kinzo, you may regret that you are not here now. No longer will you be able to capture me. Okay, let me try to cackle. Is that good? I don't know, man. I'm forcing it. I'm forcing it really bad. Oh, there we go.
それで、お前は黄金の蝶に姿を変え、森の中に潜んで魔力が回復するのを待った。
How fucking long? Is this the... I remember saying there was a 3-hour long episode. Is this it? Because holy fuck. I've been recording since like 11 and it's 1.
そういうことだ。そなたを嘲笑するためにこの姿を撮るが、本来は蝶たちの姿でいた方が魔力的には楽なのだ。
Oops.
無理しねえで楽な格好で嫌がれよ。ムカつく笑い声を聞かずに済むぜ。
蝶に姿を変え、森に紛れたわらわを探し出すことなど、もはや金蔵には不可能なこと。だが、金蔵も指を加えているわけではなかった。しかしわらわを捕らえる方法はすぐに用意はできぬ。そのため、まずはわらわをこの島から逃さぬ方法。そして、わらわが力を取り戻すことがないよう、即座に手を打ったのだ。
Which is where that fucking... whatever... What was that mirror? That Shannon broke?
やれやれ。とにかく金蔵の執念深いことと言ったら、想像を絶する。あれに惚れられるのも、なかなかに辛いものだぞ。
蝶になったお前を逃がさない方法？なんだよ。森全体に蚊帳でも張ったってのか
Oh, battler.
うん。
Oh, he did?
それを魔法的に行ったのだ。そなたは知っておるか？船着き場の先の洋上に岩礁が浮かび、そこに小さな東洋魔術の祠があること。
How did I know, bitch? How did I know? It was pretty simple. It's not that hard to think about. But yo, okay.
あれか。
So it's all coming together.
今年はなくなってたけどな。昔、修験者が作ってったとかいう祠なんだろ？
六軒島は元来、歪みのある島でございます。魔力的な存在や、それに類した存在を引きつけます。お嬢様も、そんなうちのお一人でございましょうね。紅茶のおかわりはいかがですか？
いただこうぞ。それらは人間たちに害をなし、おそらく数々の不気味なる伝承を残してきたであろう。それを聞きつけた東洋魔術師が古代に設けたのがあの祠なのだ。長い時間を経て、その力は失われておった。金蔵はそれを修復することで島の結界を蘇らせ、わらわを再び島に縛り付けたのだ。
The small shrine was built in ancient times by an Eastern mage who heard of them. A long time passed and the power was lost. Kinzo repaired it. By repairing it, Kinzo restored this island's barrier and once again tied me, okay.
西洋魔女のお前に、東洋の魔法なんて通じるのかよ。
本来は相性が悪い。しかしわらわを封じたいという目的においては、ある意味都合が良かっただろうな。わらわも西洋魔術であれば心得がある。どのような結界であっても何かの手が打てたであろう。しかし東洋魔術は専門外よ。わらわが飲まんとするスープに対しスプーンではなく箸を与えられたようなものだ。
東洋魔術が強く支配する空間では、西洋魔術はひどく力を失います。ただでさえ、1000日はかけたであろう力を取り戻す時間を、さらに長くかけねばならなかったのです。
それで、約20年かけて魔力を取り戻し、今こうして蘇ったって言いたいのか？
辛く長い年月であった。
Well, I just noticed that my boy Battler is entertaining all of this.
わらわは黄金の蝶の姿のまま長く日々を送り、金蔵の屋敷を見つけ、奴の日常を見守った。どのように仕返しをしてやろうか、それを思案することだけを日々の楽しみに生きてきた。わらわにとって幸運だったのはその間の20年間。金蔵はわらわを探し出し、捕らえるあらゆる秘術にことごとく失敗した点だったから。
You know what? This is making me not like Kinzo. Like I didn't really care about him much, but now seeing how fucking it's almost pathetic how obsessed he is with her. This is making me laugh a little. Kinzo tried to use every magic to find and capture me and failed in all of them.
人間に起こせる奇跡の数などたかが知れている。わらわをあれだけ長く捕らえていただけでも十分に身に過ぎた奇跡だ。そう何度も捕らえられてはたまらぬわ。
じいさまが前のゲームだかで言ってたな。
But still, the endless witch brought to such a state by a human?
魔法は確率的奇跡に宿る。みたいなことをよ。
うん。金蔵はわらわを再び捕らえる秘術を探るうちに、そこに行き着いたのだ。そして、13人の生贄を捧げることで、わらわを再び蘇らせる儀式を、ついに編み出したのだ。
13人の生贄。
Wow.
それが魔女の碑文、生贄の歌でございます。第1の番に6人、第2の番に2人、そして第4の番から第8の番にかけて5人。
This old piece of this motherfucker really sacrificed his entire family, everyone, just so he could meet Beatrice, just so he could see her again. Like I thought he would have done, like it was pretty obvious, right? That's what he was trying to do. But still to have it spelled out in this way, after all, like after knowing about this Beatrice, this human Beatrice that he kept locked up, wow, holy
合計
shit.
13人の生贄を捧げる禁じられた儀式。その生贄はランダムに決められ、儀式を執り行う金蔵自身も例外にはなりません。
Wow, okay, so he's not an exception. So he can be, well, I mean, he died. Yeah, we saw him die.
バカ野郎。
Exactly, he's
殺し
fucking
まで起こっ
crazy.
たあの凄惨な殺人が 全部おかしな儀式だって言うのかよ。
Yeah, and your grandfather's the reason. I was vaguely your grandfather brought you here to be murdered, bitch. That's it. Your grandfather brought you here so you could be slaughtered. I was vaguely thinking that this might be a possibility. But I just can't hear that this is the truth from a witch and a demon and say, "Oh really?" and accept it.
六軒島には18人いる。13人が生贄に捧げられ、5人だけが生き残る。
Oh my god, what the fuck? Hold on.
そしてわらわは蘇る。つまり、金蔵がわらわに再び会える確率は、だいたい3分の1といったところか。その確率に自らの命を落とし、残りわずかな寿命の最後の一瞬に、わらわとの再会を望んだのだ。
そのふざけた儀式のために、俺たち親族が集められたってのかよ。
Yeah.
ふざけやがって。いい加減なことを抜かすんじゃねえ。
Well, Battler, I mean, the fact that you have such appreciation for your grandfather, after he's treated you like that, that's very humble of you. I mean, I'm not like that at all. I don't even like mine for what he did to me. And he didn't fucking murder me like 3 times over and over.
もとより契約の通りだ。
Well, was responsible for it anyways.
金蔵の生を終えるとき、貸し与えた黄金と、そして金蔵が生み出した財産のすべてを、わらわがもらい受けることになっておる。
Right, even the assets created by his penis.
金蔵には散々に英雄を飲まされたが、
Oh, so that's
今となっては、
You wanted to get
この
back at
1000
him
年でも
completely.
稀な時間だった。何しろ、魔女の天敵は退屈よ。それから逃れることのできる数十年間を提供した金蔵には、なるほど、それも含めて借りがあるやもしれぬ。
Wait a minute. Let me read this. The national enemy, okay.
わらわは金蔵のゲームに乗ることにした。そしてまず、金蔵は、後宮家当主の指輪をわらわに返却する。わらわの黄金で復興させた家だからな。そして、13人の生贄を気まぐれに決めるのだ。そしてその過程で、お前たちが右往左往し、わらわに立ち向かおうと様々な人間模様を見せてくれることは、わらわにとって非常に
What the
愉
hell,
快な
dude?
ことだ。
Are we just getting the entire story? Okay, so everything is being explained to us. Again, I don't understand. I mean, okay, so everything is, I mean, we just got the answers to everything. I don't understand how there could be question arcs. I mean, I'm being fucking answered pretty thoroughly right now. And as that unfolds, you people are okay, confusion, and show me various aspects of the fabric of human relationships. Great pleasure. Okay.
わらわはこの金蔵のゲームを実に気に入っている。
ああ、そんな魔法話は絶対信じねえぞ。じゃあお前は誰なんだ。お前は崖から転落して死んだんだろうが、魂が抜け出して蝶になって森へ。そんなのあるわけねえだろうが。だがお前はここにいる。誰だってんだ。お前こそが19人目じゃねえのかよ。
そうであるな。わらわこそが19人目であろうな。だがダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。
What? Oh, she gonna use red?
この六軒島に19人以上の人間は存在しない。
number one, she used my boy's catchphrase, and number two, this. So, no. Wouldn't this just be a stalemate? Cause he's gonna fucking doubt no matter what.
なんだと。
So she's forcing him to
ってことは
accept.
18人プラス X の X は存在しないってのかよ。俺が取ったコマ X は存在しないってのかよ。
そういうことになります。実にご愁傷様ですよ。しかしお嬢様は手がお早いですな。もう少し泳がせて最後にひっくり返すものとばかり思っておりました。さてバトラ様、紅茶のおかわりはもう結構ですか？
いらねえよチキショー。
Alright, fuck off with that.
18人の中に犯人がいるわけねえ。じゃあお前は何なんだよ。どうしてここにいるんだよ。19人目が存在しないってんならお前は18人の誰かの変装だって言うのかよ。
Okay, that could be a
そな
could
た
be
に
a
とっ
way.
てしぶしぶとではあっても18人の誰かを疑うことが最後の逃げ道キャスリングとなるであろうな。しかしわらわはここからが難しいのだ。そなたはなりふりさえ捨てれば18人もの人間を自在に犯人に仕立て上げられる。その18人の駒をくぐり抜けわらわを認めさせチェックメイトに至るのは実に難しいことよ。
そんなことするもんか。18人の誰も疑わない。疑いたくない。またここに追い込まれちまったのか。畜生畜生畜生。
I didn't expect
三
any
谷
of
に
this
及んだ
shit.
そなたとのゲームもいよいよ終盤戦のようではないか。もう逃げ場はないぞ。お前の大好きな18人を疑いたくないだろう。わらわがそれをかぶってやるぞ。なのになぜわらわを拒むのか。序盤は本のように中盤は魔術師のようにそして終盤は機械のようにさせとな。
I've never heard of that, but okay.
これより詰めるぞ。ゆっくりじっくり確実にな。いやそれともそなたにふさわしく一気に畳みかけるのが良いのか。そなたにはそれが似合うだろう。そうしよう。すでにそなたの苦手とする攻め方も知り抜いておるわ。
Oh my god. Holy crap. Okay. Yep, this chapter isn't over yet. I've been recording for 2 fucking hours and it's not over yet. It's not over until the fucking screen cracks or the shit goes from the top and the bottom, the rose shits. Okay, what's up? Why is everybody... Somebody's about to die. The first murders are gonna be committed. Yes, my boy. Yeah, look at him looking to the side. He's a little shy because he gave her the ring. Genji and Kanon, they were over there in the servants room. Wait. My girl Natsuhi. There's Rosa Hideyoshi. Okay, everybody. They're in the middle of a discussion. It's about to go down. Who is gonna... Maybe they're all gonna die. I mean, them again in the, Ava, Rose, and all of them in the room. Let me guess. He's gonna throw the ring outside. It's the epitaph right there. She just appeared just to say hello? Okay. We are hella zoomed in. Is that is it supposed to? I'm guessing it's supposed to, because this isn't the first time. I can see the pixels down to the pixels right here. The beginning of the intro. Wow. Holy shit, man, I can't. I'm gonna end it right here, but I'm not gonna end it right here. I'm gonna. Yes, he's gonna throw the fucking ring outside. All I gotta say is, holy fucking shit, this was an absolutely crazy episode. I could not have ever imagined something like this was gonna happen. We get to see Beatrice's backstory. She was originally a witch, right? And she tried to escape. I think she killed, or I'm not really sure. Wait, I gotta go back. I'm getting all mixed up. But she was a human, you know. In here. I thought this was the fucking orphanage at first. No, this is Beatrice's house. The human Beatrice's house. Rosa saw her. She did all that shit. Rosa got her killed. I didn't expect Ginzo to do all this. This fucker Ginzo. I've never seen obsession. You've never seen obsession like this before in your life. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. I have to get to the next episode. I just have to get to the next fucking chapter. I'm gonna end it for right now, but I am going to, at all fucking costs, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do at the very least one more chapter. And if it's, I mean, it's really hot in my room right now, so I gotta turn on the AC, but that's gonna ruin the recording. Do like 2 more chapters. I don't know, maybe 3. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Either way, yo, what the